Hi, how's it going, everyone? It's your girl Regina coming at you guys with another video. It's Wednesday, and first of all, happy April. Yay. One more month till my birthday, and I'm really excited. So, yo, um, I've been, fiddling with the idea of doing an extra video day for you guys. Sorry, I don't feel. So, yeah, I've been wanting to do an extra day of filming, and I wanted to have a new thing where I can discuss books instead of just say, here's my TBR, here's an unboxing, and here's an unwrapping, because a wrap up. So I feel like that's what my channel somewhat evolved into, and I did start this channel to discuss books. Even though it doesn't happen as often, and I really want to change that. So, we're going to call this series Reading Reviews. Today, I want to discuss Tommy Adeyemi's books, Children of Blood and Bone and Children of Virtue and Vengeance. I'm going to do two books because they're in the same series, and I don't want to split it up, but I might end up splitting it up anyway due to how long it takes me. Hopefully, I am concise. So, first part I'm going to discuss is Children of Blood and Bone. Here is a summary, and here are the main characters. They killed my mother, they took our magic, they tried to bury us. Now we rise. Zoe Adebola remembers when the soil of Orisha hums with magic, burners ignited flames, tiders beckoned waves, and Zoe's reaper mother summoned forth souls. But everything changed the night magic disappeared. Under the orders of a ruthless king, Magi were killed, leaving Zoe without a mother and her people without hope. Now Zoe has one chance to bring back magic and strike against the monarchy. With the help of a rogue princess, Zoe must outwit and outrun the crown prince, who is hell-bent on eradicating magic for good. Danger lurks in Orisha, where snow lepanaires prowl and vengeful spirits wait in the waters. Yet the greatest threat may be Zoe herself, as she struggles to control her powers and her growing feelings for an enemy. Alright, so we got that. It's about Zoe and the magic of her people. I do want to point out that this is taken from the Nigerian mythology of the Orisa people. And these are our characters. Zoe, who is the main protagonist. Amari, who is the rogue princess. Inan, who is Amari's older brother, so heir to the throne. Zane, who is Zoe's older brother. Vinta, Admiral Kaya, Mama Agba. And then there's Mama and Baba. Mama died when Zoe was about 6 or 7 years old. So it's just been her and her dad and her brother. This story kicks off with Zoe training to be a reaper, not just a reaper, but a warrior, someone who fights. Even though magic is gone, Mama Agba, who is the village elder of sorts, trains the young children, especially girls, because they're the carriers of magic. Even though they don't have magic, for the eventuality that magic may return, but more so in order for them to fight against the oppression. One of the things, or many of the things, well, some of the many things in this book, it had to do with race, it had to do with class, it had to do with prejudice, discrimination, while it being fantasy. In this book, Tomi Adeyemi, she did such an amazing job of world building and having us empathize with a flawed main character. She is not a perfect goody two-shoes. She's bombastic, she has a temper, she is really rough around the edges. She does not trust easily. Amari, on the other hand, who grew up as the princess, who really, her mother has always found her unpleasant because of her darker shade. By the way, this has to do with light-skinned and dark-skinned people, too. So, Amari is of the light-skinned family, white, and that's what it put in modern terms. And her mother believes that Amari is not good enough, that she is not fit to be a royal. Oh, that's what Victor was. Okay. So, Amari has always been a soft-spoken, sweet, and very kind person. This also has to do with her maid, Binta, influence. Her maid, Binta, was a magi who, King Sarin, the father, bound to the children's service. Binta was always a constant companion to Amari, her friend, and just like another mother figure / sister figure. Inan is the heir to the throne. His father has always said duty before self. The kingdom has to come before you. If you put this in modern terms, then yes. If you look at Great Britain, Spain, Belgium, and all these different countries that have a monarchy, while it's not 100% monarchy rule, it's, well, at least for Britain, it's the constitutional monarchy. And you always see the Queen, Prince Charles, Prince William, they put their role of Queen or Prince ahead of themselves. Always in the public image. And so this is Inan as well. And his father. One day, Amari's maid is killed. And that sets off a chain of events. Because Amari, she loved Binta. And just, she isn't keen on the idea of persecution. So she decides to run away from home, run away from everything that she's ever known, whether it's riches, food, wealth, all of it. Because she knows that she has to help make the world a better place. So she sees Zoe, they don't know each other, bumps into her and says, "You have to hide me. When I'm in danger, I will be killed." Right? Again, so Zoe and Zane are like, "What the hell? Okay, let's go back to the village, somehow get to the village." Right? Mama Adva, who used to be a seer, says that she had a vision a long time ago, and well, not a long, of magic coming back. And I don't know how to say that. Magic coming back, and how Zane, Amari, and Zoe, they have a huge role to play in the Ring of Magic. So this is also a hero's journey, similar to the 7th book of Harry Potter, all of Rowling's books. Greece mythology. You know what? With mythology, it's always the hero's journey. So, as you may wonder, they don't get along. What I liked about this book was the world building. I liked the characters. I liked that there was a lot of heart and soul that went into this book. Even though it was, how many pages? 544 pages. We'll talk about that in a second. No. I like that it had elements of real world. It had the class divide and discrimination, because there's so much discrimination all over the world, especially in the United States. And I really like how Tommy Ariani, she acknowledged junior race. She acknowledged these people of color and said that these are the countless people who died for no reason. And let's do better by them. Let's do better for everyone. Yes, there's a bottle of hot sauce in the background. Don't ask. What I didn't like, it was 544 pages. In my most humblest opinion, if it's a book in a series, or especially if it's the first book in the series, it really doesn't have to be more than 400 pages. Heck, 350 the max. 390. 544 pages for a first book can be really, really long, can be really cumbersome, and there's more room for the author to get off track. And that's not good. Luckily, Tommy Ariani did not go off track, She kept everything neat and concise. This book is nope, not the one. 309 pages. Perfect for the first book of the series. As you can tell, Harry Potter begins to get longer around the 3rd or 4th book, right? That's better. Because you want your first books to be neat and concise. Now, before, I thought it was going to be a duology at first. We'll get that in a minute. And I thought, okay, maybe 544 pages. Cool. It wasn't as bad, but it's not my favorite page length. Then, another thing I didn't like was, yes, so it did say that it was going to be enemies to lovers. Anon, and by the way, just a spoiler review. Should also say that in the beginning. I'll do that in editing. So, yes, heroes to lovers. Anon and Zoe constantly at odds with each other, because Anon's whole mission in life from his father at the moment is bring his sister back, rescue or whatever, because he believes that his sister is in danger, kill magic, okay, and kill the perpetrator of who's going to bring back magic, right? So they're supposed to kill each other. What Anon doesn't know is that she is showing some signs of magic as well. Okay, kind of predictable. in that sense because why not? So, Anon's power is that he is able to see and hear thoughts of other people. He can alter someone's reality in their mind. Sorry, I'm a little uncomfortable. And which is cool. And he's constantly in Zoe's mind for some reason. And his whole sole objective is to kill Zoe. Okay. Then we come to a scene in the book where they share, kind of have a mind meld where he sees Zoe's childhood. Keep in mind, they were just arguing and fighting about 2 minutes prior. Has a mind meld happen, sees all the tragedy of Zoe and her motivation and blah blah blah, and it says, I want to be the reason that you no longer suffer. You were fighting 2 minutes ago. There's no build-up right there. And then says, it is my vow that I will help you, I will kill you, let's get together, blah blah blah. Don't get me wrong, I like enemies to lovers. They shouldn't happen that fast. It shouldn't be, you don't kill my so-and-so. Oh hey, you're also really, really hot. Yo, authors, please stop doing this. It's so annoying. Right? Like, have them yearn for each other. Have them have doubts in their own thinking. Have them, like, really reflect instead of, I wouldn't murder you, but the next second, literally, maybe like a page or so later, I think I'm in love with you. Makes no sense. And also, Anon is a freaking douchebag. The only sane character, or who has some sort of wit, is Zane, who is Zoe's older brother, and while he's in he is feeling the princess, doesn't really like Anon, doesn't trust him, because he's trying to kill everyone. And just because of mind mode, everything's A-okay? No. And he brings this up to Zoe, he brings it up to everyone, and says this is not right. You know, and he can jeopardize everyone's safety. Anon is, I love you, I hate you, I love you, I hate you, oh wait, my bad, I have to have duty before self. She's sexist, she's misogynistic, he's just a D-bag, all around, like, just, it doesn't work. The author does not have them really rationalize their feelings and really have them work together as a couple, which a lot of booktubers also say, a lot of book reviewers also say, right? So, King Starin, you know, he's the main villain in this, and he's the reason that Magic died. He's just a really good way to put this, KKK, or the Nazis. No. Wants to exterminate people who are magic. Basically Voldemort, if you will. So, you know, they get their goal, they complete their goal, and that's cool, which is great. And I genuinely liked this book. It was really good, despite the very, very long first book. But it could be better, you know? A final draft is still a draft. And yeah, so that's it for Children of Blood and Bone. I gave that one. What did I give this book? 3 stars. It It was good, but you can do more, right? Also, the page went. And now we start into the Children of Virtue and Vengeance. This book was 404 pages. Okay, we're coming down a little bit, like about 440 pages. No, sorry, 440? 140 pages. The characters of this book are... One second. Oh, yeah, the characters of this book are Amari, Anon, Zane, Zoe, Mama Agba, a whole bunch of other characters who are also important to the story. And then we have the Queen. Because, spoiler alert, down with the King. The summary of this book. Alrighty. After battling the impossible, Zoe and Amari have finally succeeded in bringing magic back to the land of Orisha. But the ritual was more powerful than they could have imagined, reigniting the powers of not only the Magi, but of nobles with magic ancestry too. Now Zoe struggles to unite the Magi in an Orisha where the enemy is just as powerful as they are. But when the monarchy and military unite to keep control of Orisha, Zoe must fight to secure Amari's right to the throne and protect the Magi from the monarchy's wrath. With civil war looming on the horizon, Zoe finds herself at a breaking point. She must discover a new way to bring the kingdom together, or watch as Orisha tears itself apart. Alright, you know how I said Inan's the heir to the throne? Well, in the last book, they thought that Inan was dead. Like, got killed. Doesn't end up that way. So, in the beginning of the book, Amari is not only mourning the loss of her father, but her brother, who she believes is dead. And so she says, alright, cool, this is what happens. I guess it's my turn to rule. And let me backpedal a little bit. In the last book, there was a scene where she said that she wanted to be Orisha's queen, right? This is way before the battle ever happened. And when the battle happens, she kills her dad and says, I will be a monarch that you never could be. So she is sympathetic to the Magi. She is sympathetic to magic. And she has, through Zoe and Zane, she has seen the beauty and the wonder of magic. Cool. This book was a clusterfuck. Let me tell you. First of all, 404 pages. I think about 150, 200 pages in. I was like, where is this book? Not even 200 pages. Maybe around the 100 pages mark, even earlier. And I'm thinking, where is this book going? Who are these characters? What happened to Zoe? What happened to Amari? What? So, okay, in the last book, Zoe and Amari, and even the beginning, say, Zoe says, I'm going to help you on the throne. Cool, that is what the book should have been about. But then we have the monarchy, who, surprise, surprise, the prince is alive, and now the king. And his mother's a piece of work. I mean, When I say he's a mama's boy, I mean he's a mama's boy. Just every freaking scene with the knot. His mother's always saying, "Save the king! Save the king! My boy is hurt! This and that." Dude, you have training at your disposal. You have been trained in combat. And you're telling me you can't enter into some kind of battle or conflict without your mommy? Really? What a sissy. In the majority of the book, Zoe is, of course, mistrustful. Again, by the way, then Zoe says, "Oh, instead of Amari, I want to be on the throne," because some other person was like, "No, magic. Zoe will be the new queen." Zoe's like, "Yeah, okay." Zoe was completely unlikable in this book. Amari, who initially was like, "Okay, I can get behind this," but then she just makes the dumbest decision every time. Every single time. Situations that could be avoided, problems that could be avoided, just by talking it out. No. She's just going to do what she wants to do and hope for the best. And then, of course, as you know, is a mama's boy who just is so incapable of his, "I love Zoe. I hate Zoe. I love Zoe. I hate magic. I have magic, but down with magic." The amount of inconsistencies this character has. In the second book, you shouldn't have that kind of inconsistency. So, Anon, of course, he's a douche nugget from book 1. His douche nuggetry is highlighted throughout this book. Zoe is a nutjob. Amari is, I wouldn't say power hungry, but she cray-cray. The queen is, of course, batshit. And then we have Zane, the voice of reason. The sweet, kind person who is able to see every perspective. Gets very little screen time. Book time. There's obviously, biggest disservice was that there was no point of view in this book, in the second book. And I would have really liked to have seen his point of view. You know, she's constantly mad at Amari, constantly angry with Zoe, and for the right reasons. You know, because they're constantly at odds. And he's the only one of the 4 who has a brain cell, and is not petty, and has any kind of character development, because any of the character development that happened in book 1 for the other characters, and it's so aggravating. I remember being at work, right? This was one of the days where the assistant principal didn't even realize that I was supposed to be there, and it was just, I basically got afraid of it. So I'm reading this book, and I want to say about 304 pages, or maybe 340 or however many. I actually wanted to rip this book with my bare hands. It was so poorly written. It was just atrocious. I hated every part of this. It's just, what? The world building was there, okay. More of the world was explained. We have magic. More magic abilities are seen. But it's just so not good. And I just hated this book so much. So, you know how I said it was a duology? No, it's apparently a quartet or pentalogy. I don't know. And I just remember being so angry when I read the last page of it. I actually had to read it a couple of times. Like, what just happened? honestly, it should have been a standalone. You know, it just... I truly wish that this was a standalone. You know, I have read some books, standalones, where I say, I want a sequel. It's so good. There's more to be done and said. Adeyemi, honestly, if you're watching this, Miss Adeyemi, sorry, you really should have left it alone at book 1. And if you're going to do the 3rd book, which I now refuse to read, make every page matter. Have some kind of semblance and consistency of your character development, because girl, you ain't got one. And then we come to the end. And apparently there's a betrayal. It doesn't want it to happen, but it is, by another character. And apparently they're going on a boat to another land. I have a sneaky suspicion that this might be the triangular trade, or something like that. You know what I mean. And that slavery might be involved. Or, I'm hoping it's not. Because, what? I have no words. It's just, if there's a book that deserves to be set on fire, it's this one. It's bad. It's just so freaking bad. You know, you don't want your second book, which, of course, is more world building, like continuing on with the characters. You don't want to undo their character development. You want what the synopsis of the book to actually be the book. Consistent, it wasn't. It just wasn't. I think Adeyemi just didn't know what direction to take this book in, and this was a whole bunch of loose ends trying to make a knot, but they're all... No, it was tissues. She was trying to make a knot with tissues. Tissue paper, or Kleenex, is very weak. And then you put water over it. Of course, it's just gonna... Can you tell I really don't like this book? And I read this last month as well. No. Yeah, I read Virtue and Vengeance, like, I think the last couple of days... the last day of January, and I finished, I want to say the first couple of days of February. Like, it was bad. I gave this book a 1 star. It's just, wow. There is so much that Adeyemi could have done with this book, and I wish it had more consistency. I wish that it had some kind of logic to it. This book is terrible. It's just... So, I'm gonna leave it here for now. 34-minute video. This will be fun. I think I'm gonna split this up. But I will release it both today. And I'm actually really impressed that... photo booth has not cut me off, because it sometimes freezes in the middle. So as usual, comment, like, subscribe. I hope you guys are having a great day. I'm gonna have another book out to review next week. Hopefully it'll be shorter. I'm going to do a reading vlog for the month of April for Magical Read-a-thon. I'm really excited. Comment, like, subscribe. I shall see you Sunday. or Monday. But definitely next Wednesday. Alright, bye.